ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनस्य भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 45, verse number 34. So we read that Krishna and Balaram, they underwent the Upnayana Samskara, the sacred thread ceremony, and they took the mantra from Sri Gargacharya, and then they decided to study in the Gurukula. So they went to, no, we are going to read that, they go to Avantipur. Did we do Sutra number 30? 32, we start with 32? We have to start. Okay. So they decided to go to Gurukula, and that is Gurukula of Sandipni Muni. So Krishna is setting the standard that although he is God, as he said that they are Sarvagya and everything, but still he is going to school and studying. So we should take lesson from this, and he will study everything, not just the Rasastra. He will study Nyaya also, Vyakaran, everything.
All the 64 arts.
And art is secondary thing. Before that he studied all the 18 Vidyas. Arts are like supplement, What is there? Fixing hair, that is one of the art. If your shirt is torn, you stitch that, that is also an art. It's not something great Vidya. So he studied, he went to Sandipni Muni's ashram, who is from Kashi. He could have gone to Kashi. Kashi is nearby and it's the place of education, but he knows that Kashi is the place of Advaitvadis and he didn't want to disturb them. He says, I leave this when I come in the Kali Yuga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Kashi, but he did not go. So Kashyam Sandipni Nam Hevanti Parvasinam. So Sandipni Muni was actually from Banaras, Kashi. But he knew that Krishna doesn't want to come here because Kashi had that Pandrak Vasudeva, Remember that guy who was declaring himself to be God? So he didn't want to go there. He says, let him live for some time. Only when he went to Dwarka. So Sandipni Muni, realizing that Krishna will not come to Kashi, so he left Kashi and he went to Ujjain. Avantipur means Ujjain. That's where one of the Kumbh Mela happens. Yathopsadya taudanto guru vrittim aninditam grayantu petosma bhaktya devam ivadritau. So they approached the Guru and with controlled senses. So tadvad so sa gurumeva vigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishta. So they are going to the Guru with samitpani brahmanishta, Sandipni Muni. So danto guru vrittima ninditam, and they are doing service to him. Vritti means seva, and ninditam, which is means they did with their heart, not making a show. And grahayanto petau sma bhaktya devam ivadrito. And they treated their teacher like Deva, and he also accepted them and respected them with grahayanto, accepting and respecting. Upayatau sma bhaktya, because they approached him with great devotion. So yatha yathavat guru vrittim upsattim anyan grahayanto shikshyanto. So he says grahayanto, as if they are trying to teach to others. That's how you should approach a guru. And upayatau sma sevitvanto. So they did service to him. That's why you know the story of Sudama and Krishna. They were going to the forest to get wood, and one day it was raining, so they could not come back in time. They got drenched there, heavy rain and shivering in cold, and Sudama was eating something secretly. Tayor dvijvaras tushtaha shuddha bhavanuvrittibhi provacha vedan akhilan sangopnishado guruhu. So that Guru, Sri Sandipni Muni, who was the best of Dvijas, he was very pleased with their seva, anuvritti bhi. Why? Suddha bhavan. So with pure heart, Krishna says this in 11th Canto to Uddhava, Amaya Anurutyayato Shed Atma Atma do Guru, that one should do service to Guru Amaya, without any deceptive mentality. So that is the Suddha Bhava. So he himself is showing by his example. And then the outcome was that Sandipni Muni, he poured all the knowledge into them, although they don't need it. So Provacha, not only Uvacha but Provacha, means he spoke very nicely. Vedan Akhilan, he taught them all the Vedas along with Upanishad. So Upanishad means the Rahasya, the secret knowledge. So they also studied the Vedas. And Sarahasyam Dhanurvedam Dharman Nyaya Pathans Tatha Tatha Chanvikshakim Vidyam Rajnitim Cha Shadvedham. So they also studied Dhanurveda because they are Kshatriyas, so how to fight, along with the mantras. Rahasya here means mantras. So it was not just fighting with weapons, but also you have to make the weapons empowered by the mantras. They also studied Dharma Shastra. They also studied Nyaya, Mimamsa, and Anvikshaki Vidya, Tark Shastra, logic, and also Rajniti, statecraft, polity, how to rule, how to deal with other kings, Sadvidham, 6 types. So they studied all the Vidyas. There are 18 Vidyas, Angani Vedas Chatvaro, Mimamsa Nyaya Vistara, Dharma Shastra Puranam Cha, Vidya Heta Chaturdasa, Dhanurvedam, Ayurvedo Dhanurvedo, Gandharvascheti Trayarth Shastram Chaturtam to Vidya Heta Ashtadasa, 18 Vidyas. So 4 Vedas, 6 Vedangas, 4 Upaveda, 14 Nyaya, Mimamsa, Dharma Shastra and Purana. So they also studied the Puranas. They also studied Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, chapter 45. Right? Still studied. So they studied everything. So previously people used to study like that. It will start first with the Vedas and then Vedangas. So Sarahasyam Mantra Devata Jnana Sahitam. So they studied the mantras, and also along with that, for mantra there is a Devata, Chandas, so you have to know that. So they had that. Dharman, Dharma here means Dharma Shastra, like Manusmriti, Yagvalka Smriti, all the Smriti Shastras, these are called Dharma Shastra. And Nyayartham Mimamsidin. Nyaya, originally the word Nyaya was used for the Mimamsa, because Mimamsa has got 1000 Nyayas. So they also studied the Jaimini Sutra. Jaimini Sutras were there at that time or no? Also Vedanta Sutra, right? Krishna talks about Vedanta Sutra in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. So Anvikshakim Tark Vidyam. Anvikshaki is Tark Vidya, that is logic, which we call as Nyaya Shastra now. Previously it was called Anvikshaki. So Anvikshaki is very important. Pradeepa Sarvidyanam, it is called the lamp, light for all the Vidyas, illuminates everything. If you know logic, you can understand everything else. If you don't logic, you remain a mudha. So like a parrot, you can say things but you don't understand. So that's why Anvikshaki. because it is with anvikshaki that you do iksha. Iksha means observation, deliberation. Why is it said like this? It's like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he wrote this long commentary. Why he wrote? Because he did iksha. That here he says like this, I will come. Ayashe iti datyakayehi. But he is not going. So how is this possible? This is called anvikshaki, observing. So then he deliberates, then he goes back, then he explains. So this is anvikshaki vidya, very important. And then Rajniti is also important because they are royal people. So there are 6 important parts of Rajniti. It is not that you always fight. People these days are ready to fight all the time. So there are 6 principles here. First is Sandhi, that make truce if you have an enemy. Then try to make truce if it is possible. If it is not possible and you are powerful, then vigraha, then fight. But you have to know that you should be powerful, otherwise don't fight. And if not, then yanam. So yanam means leave. And asanam, sit quiet. And dvadham, make dissension, create problem in the enemy's camp, divide. And if none of these things work, surrender, ashraya. So this is called, have you heard of the word Khadaniti, Shadaniti? Never heard this word? This is the Shadaniti. This is what is described in Panchtantra. Hitopdesh also talks of this. So it was very important for the kings to know this.
Shadyantra, is it the same as Shadyantra?
Yes, this is the Shadyantra.
They say Shadyantra is
It says what Shadyantra is he making? Have you heard that? This is the Shadyantra. In Hindi they call it Khadyantra. उड़ीसा में क्या बोलते हैं? खड़यंत्र नहीं है? नहीं? क्या खड़यंत्र रच रहे हैं? So this is the षड्यंत्र, means you are planning. So people have forgotten all these Indian kings, that's why they lost to the foreigners. Otherwise if they know this, then they know, okay, he is coming, what am I supposed to do now? Make friends with him, invite him. That's what Shivaji did. He was being attacked. He was not having a strong army. So he said, let's make friends. If he went to meet him, and in his hand he had the nails. When he was embracing him, he put the nail in his and tore him off and killed him. This is called Shadyantra. Because with enemy you have to be like that. So he has studied from his Guru Ramdas, Samartha Ramdas. So he killed that. He was very expert. He was caught and he was kept in prison here. And he got out of it. He was inside the prison. They caught him because he did not have a big army. So when he was caught and he was in the prison, he decided how to get out. So he told them that, look, my birthday is coming and I want to donate like fruits. But since I am not outside, I am in the prison, you bring the basket of fruits here. I will touch them and you distribute. So he arranged for people to bring fruits, and one basket came empty. He had sat inside the basket and got out and ran away. He came to Mathura also because he didn't want to, he was from Maharashtra, he didn't want to go back because they know that they will search for him. So he came here, then I think he went towards Banaras, then he went back. Very smart guy. So this is this niti, they teach this. People don't study even Hitopdesh now. Hitopdesh has all these nice slokas and stories in Panchtantra.
Who is this personality you just described?
Shivaji. He was in 19th century, right? Before the Britishers, when the Muslims were ruling in Delhi. Ahmad Sahab Dali, or who was that guy? Right? Aurangzeb was ruling at that time, yeah. The guy who broke all the temples in Vrindavan, he is the one who was ruling. But he could not kill him. They caught his son later on, Sambhaji, and tortured him like anything. They did not kill him. For 1 month they tortured, they'll remove his eyes, they'll cut his ear, cut his nose, tortured very badly. Sambhaji, Shivaji's son. So this is called Shadvidha Rajniti. So Sarvam Naravarashreshthau Sarva Vidya Pravartakau Sakrin Nigada Matrene Tau Sanjagritur Nipa. So Krishna and Balram, who are the best of human beings and who actually are the source of all Vidya, Sarvidya Pravartakau, they studied everything, they were grasping everything, Sanjagritur Nipa, Sakrin Nigad Matrene. The teacher has to just speak only one time. That's all. This is called Shrutidhar. You hear once and you remember. So this is, sometimes you see the slokas in the commentary, they write commentary Spashtam. So that is called Nigad Matrena Vyakhyatam. This is the meaning of Spashtam. That just by speaking you understand. So they do not need any explanation. Otherwise you have to study, then you have to deliberate on it, then you discuss with other students, then you understand in time. There is a sloka like that. Acharyat padam adatte padam sishya swamedhya padam sambhracharibhya padam kalena pachyate. You understand 25% when you hear the lecture. 25% you again later on when you yourself recollect and deliberate. 25% discussing with co-students. 25% when you put it into practice. So they got 100%. Sakridinigad Matrena. So there is no commentary on this.
Babaji, here for this, Sridhar Swami is commenting Sarva Vidya as the 64 arts.
No, art is coming later on in the next.
Okay, it is being misplaced.
So next sloka speaks about that. Ahoratrahi chatushtya sanyattau tavati kala guru dakshinaya acharya chandya masatur nirpa. So in 64 days and night they studied 64 arts because they were with controlled mind. Sanyattau tavati kala. Tavati mane as many days. So ahoratra chatushtya, so 64. And Guru Dakshinaya Acharyam Chandya Masatur Nirpa. And then they approached the teacher that we have studied everything, now we want to give Guru Dakshina. So please tell us, what do you want from us? So Chandya Master, they asked him, requested him. This was the custom. There was no fee charged in the olden days. Students would go and study from teacher. When education was over, then they will give something to please the teacher. So they also asked him. So tavatis chatushashti kala tasav tantratah drashtavya. So there are 64 kalas, and this, he says, they are described in Shiva Tantra. So they can be seen from there. Sridhar Swami gives a list of them in his commentary. And Chandya Masatu Kamapi Abhipshitam Dakshinam Grihane Ityuktva Tat Prapti Cham Karya Masatur Ityartha. So Chandya Mastu means that they went to him and they said that you please ask us what dakshina we can give you. Which means that they encouraged him, or they created a desire in his heart to ask something from them. Abhipraya Vashau Chandau Iti Amara. According to Amar, the word Chanda also means Abhipraya, and Vasha. Vasha means Vasha Kanti, Kanti Richa. So they created a desire in his heart. So Sandipni Muni, what could he ask? There was not much in his mind to ask anything. He is a sage, steeped into his knowledge. So he went to his wife. Generally, wife have desires. Sometimes many stories are like that. That story is there in Mahabharata also. These 3 students, Veda, Upamanyu, and who was the third one? So the wife wanted earrings of the queen. That you go to that queen and get her earrings for me. So the guy has to walk all the way to the king and beg for the earrings. So he also asked his wife that, look, ask now, you have a time. Because these people, they are very powerful. And you can get whatever you want. So therefore, this is being described here. So it is good to have wife. Wife can give you intelligence. Otherwise he would have said, oh, give me some rice. That I can make khichdi. What else would he ask for? One set of dhoti? What will he ask? Swadujastayostam mahimanam adbhutam sanlakshya rajannati manushim matim sammantra patnyasa maharnave mritam balam prabhase varayam babhuvaha. So that Brahmana, Guru, Gargacharya, he knew the wonderful glories of these 2 boys. He knew that they are not ordinary people. So Sanlaksha Rajanati Manushim Matim, that they had such extraordinary intelligence that they studied so quickly. So this was also the case in earlier times. It is not now that now education is like a manufacturing industry. So you go and it is a 1-year course. So if you are smart, you have to be still 1 year. If you are dull, still it has to be 1 year. So previously it was not like that. If people could learn fast, the teacher will teach them faster. You can go. if you are slow, so it was what you call tailor-made education system. Now it is standardized. So everybody has to be same pace. That's why some people, students get bored in the class. So those who are very intelligent, they get bored, and those who are not, they also get bored. Because they don't follow what's going on. So then they're making some art sitting on the table or throwing the paper planes. Right? They're playing all these tricks to something. So he consulted his wife, Sammatra Patnaya, and the wife said that we had a son who drowned. Once they had gone to Prabhas, and there the son got drowned in the ocean, in the sea. So he said we should ask them to bring our dead son back. So that means they knew that they can do all this. So that's the Guru Dakshina. Tough job. So, where is the commentary? Not much. Prabhase mritamiti tatra mahashiva kshetre balataya jale kriditastasya shankhasuraena grashnaditi gaya. So Prabhas is a Shiva kshetra. Maybe there was some temple of Shiva there. So the boy was playing inside the sea, and then one asura came there and swallowed him. He was in the shape of a conch, so he just ate him up. And they thought that he got drowned, but actually it is the asura. Tatha ityatharuya maharathau Prabhasam ashadya duranta vikramau velam vrajya nishedatu kshanam sindhur viditvarhanam ahratattayoh. So when they were asked like this by Sri Sandipni Muni, they accepted it. They did not say, oh, how is this possible? He is dead, how can we bring him back? Nothing like that. They said, okay. And they both of them, they got one big chariot. Maybe they must have gone there on the chariot because now they were royal people. So they got onto a big chariot and went to Prabhas. They had Duranta Vikrama, their formidable valor. They reached the beach of the sea and both of them they sat down there. So when they sat down, the ocean personified came and brought some gifts for them. So why did ocean come? Because he has had a bad experience once before. So he did not forget that I don't want again trouble. He was Ram, this guy is Balram. Right? He was only Ram. This is Balram. And then not only Balram, he has his younger brother who is even more dangerous. So he immediately came. He did not make them wait. That's why it says, Kshanam Nishidatu. That they just sat down there for a few minutes. He immediately came. Did not make them wait. And brought some gifts for them. There is no commentary. Tamah Bhagavan Ashu Guru Putra Pradiyatam Yasau Hetvaya Grasto Balako Mahatormina So then Krishna, told him, he ordered him that give me the son of my Guru, Guru Putraha Pradiyatam. Why Guru Putra? Is it Karamvachya? Pradiyatam. Must be. So Yavasau iha tvaya grasto balako mahatormana. He says, so he asks, which boy, which son? Because so many people are coming. So many children are coming. He says, which children? Which child? He says, he came here and he was swallowed by your big waves, Mahatormana. So bring that boy. So Sri Samudra Vacha, Samudra said, Naiva harshamaham devasa datya panchajano mahan antarjachalah jarchalah Krishna sankharupa dharo suraha. So he said that, O Deva, O Lord, I did not took him away. It's not my waves that killed him. But inside there is an asura whose name is Panchajana. And he lives inside the water. He is not like Sthalachara, he is a Jalachara. He is an aquatic asura. He remains inside the water and comes in once in a while, grabs somebody, take the food, goes inside. So Antar Jalchara Krishna, and he is in the shape of a conch. Shankharupa Dharo Asura. So his name is Panchajana, but he is an asura and he remains in the shape of a conch. So he is the one who ate up the boy. So Sri Shukokti. Panchajano aharshi iditi sesha sacha mahan mama sadhya ityartha. So he says that it is the Panchajana who has taken the boy and he is very powerful. So there is no way that I can get the boy for you. So please don't be upset with me. So then aste tena hrito nunam tachrutva satvaraha prabhu jalam avishyatam hatva napashyadudrer bhakam. So he says that he is inside, he has stolen the boy inside. So after Krishna heard this, he jumped inside the ocean and he saw the asura and he killed him. But inside his belly there was no boy. It was already digested. So it's not going to remain there. It's not that he was pregnant with the boy. So Antar Jalacharaitri Atra Aste iti Sheshoge. So he says that he actually pointed it out. He told him that where he is. So Krishna does not have to search for him. He just pointed it out. He said, just go here and 30 feet down he will be there, sitting quietly. So that's what it is. Aste tena hrito nunam tachrutva sattvaram prabhuriti padyardhakam adhikam kochediti. So he says somewhere there is this extra word that very quickly he went, that line is already there. Vaishnav Toshni Ata Uttaratrapi Prabhuriti Adhyaharyam. So the word Prabhu has to be added to the later statements. Tadang Prabhuvam Shankham Adaya Rathamaagamat Tata Sanyamunim Nama Yamasya Daitam Purim. So he killed the asura and he took his body. That's how he got his Panchajanya. Panchajanyam Hrishikesha Devadatta Dhananjaya. Right? Sankham Dadmu Pratapma. So this is the Panchajanya. So he got the, and then they rode on their chariot, and then they went to Sanyamni, the Puri, the city of Yamaraj. Because if he has died, then he has to go to him. So they went there. Tata Sanyamnim Nama Yamasya Daitampuri, which is the dear city of Yamaraj. Ratham Agamat Ratham Tatrastha Baldevam Chatire Sthapitva Eva Swami Kaki Eva. So the chariot was parked on the bank or on the beach, and Balram was sitting there waiting for him because Krishna went alone. Krishna saravagyatvat tajjananapi tadanveshanamisena sviya sankhamanishat iti gayam tadanga prabhamiti. So Krishna is all-knowing, omniscient, he knows, and therefore he just made a show of searching for the asura and got his conch. Basically he wanted to get his conch back, who has become asura by the curse of some brahmana, some stories there. So chinmayatvat nityasyapi panchjanyasya jaya vijayavad asuratvam iti kechidahu. That although his conch is eternal conch and his conch is also conscious being, living being, but just as Jaya and Vijay were cursed over the gatekeepers and became asura, like that this Panchajanya also became, and Krishna now got him back. Tatah Panchajanam Hatva Graharupam Mahasuram Tanmadhyastam Sajagraha Sankham Grastam Hiyatpure Iti Avanti Khandavachan Drishtya Tadang Madhya Prakarshena Bhavasthitir Yasya Tamiti Cha Kechid Vyachakshate. So he killed the asura who was in the form of Graha. Graha is crocodile, but we don't know. And in between there was a conch. So he got that. Sajagraha Sankham Grastam Hiyatpura. So this is according to Avanti Khanda, Skanda Purana. So Tadang Madhya Prakarshena Bhava. So according to this Avanti Khanda, the conch was inside Tadanga Prabhavam. That is how it is understood. So then they both went to Sanyamni, the city of Yamaraj. Gatva Janardana Shankham Pradadmau Sahalayudha Sankhanirhadamakarne Praja Sanyam no Yamaha Tayoho Sapariyam Mahatim Chakre Bhakti Pubringhitam Uvacha Vanatah Krishnam Sarvabhutashyalayam Lila Manushya He Vishnu Yavyoho Karvamakim. So they went there and they blew the conch. Now they have message to give. So Krishna went and blew on the conch. So when you blew the conch, Shankham Pradadmau Sahalayuda. So looks like that they both blew it. No, it is only he, Pradadmau is Ekvachan. So along with Balram he went and blew the conch. So when he heard this, Yamaraj heard the sound of his conch, so he came out, Praja Sanyam no Yama, Yamaraj, who is the controller of all living beings, and he received them very nicely. He worshipped them, gave them coconut, rice, some betel nut, some flower garlands. So nicely, Mahatim Sapariyam Chakre. He made a big reception for both of them. And Bhakti Ubringatam, with great devotion, increased devotion. And head lowered, he spoke to them, Krishnam Sarvabhutashayale. Krishna, who is the source of all bhutas. Lila Manushya He Vishnu Yuvayo Karvamaki. He said, O Vishnu, you are now in the form of human being. So, what can I do to please both of you? Please order me. So he asked. Shankham pradadmau viti tadhvani shravitva sarvaneva narakan jivan kripa sindhu sansarad uddadhara iti avanti khandam drishtam yata. So he blew the conch, and by blowing his conch, he gave his grace to all the hellish people, because Yamaraj is in charge of hell. So various types of hells were there. So the people who were suffering in the hell, they all got blessing of Krishna, because he is Kripa Sindhu. He is the ocean of mercy. And Sansarad Uddhadhara. So he liberated all these people just by blowing his conch. And that's the benefit they all got. So this is described in the Avanti Khanda, so the story. So Asipatra-vanam nama Shrīna-patram-ajāyata Raurava-nama narakam Marauravam-bhūtava Abhairavam bhairavakyam Kumbhi-pakam apachikam ityadi. So there is one hell which is called Asipatra-vana. This hell has got, it is good to know this. So this hell has got trees, and these trees are very thickly dense forest of trees. But the trees have leaves which are like swords, and you are made to run in between them. So you get cut here, there in your body. But you don't bleed and you don't die. So you do. Then you take rest, drink a chai, and then say, okay, again, go from this side, come from the other side. There's a tea waiting for you there. So you have to go through that. That is called Asipatra-vana. So when Krishna blew the conch, all the leaves from the trees fell down. And everybody was happy. And then there is a Rauravam Nama Narakam, Arauravam Abhutada. Raurava, Rava, you know, there is a Ruru. Ruru is a type of bird which plucks your eyes. Comes with the beak, sharp beak. So that is called Raurava. So that Raurava became Araurava, no more Ruru there. They disappeared. And then there is other one is Bhairava. So Bhairava, I don't know what happens there, but Bhairava is one form of Shiva also. Terrible one. Bhairav Siddhi. So then anyway it became Abhairava. Whatever is there, I don't know. Then there is another one, Kumbhi-pak. Kumbhi-pak is a nice one. There are big kumbhas there. Kumbha, you know? Kumbha means pot. And they have oil in it. And oil is hot. And then they throw you inside that. Boiling oil. So you are cooked. Paka means cooking. So you get cooked in these pots full of oil. That is called Kumbhi-pak. So Kumbhi-pakam apachkam iti. So the oil became cold. When Krishna blew the conch, the temperature went down and everybody was relaxed. They're taking like panchkarma. Oil massage they have, right? It was no more hot, it was just warm oil, nice to the body. So that is Kumbhipak. Antecha pap kshayat tatah sarve vimukta naraka naraha padam avyayam asadya ityadina vakuntham chatan prasthapya masa ityapi drishtam. And then after that it is described there that all these people who were in the hell, so they all became free from their sins, pap kshayat, and they all went to not heaven, they all went to Vaikuntha, better than heaven. So vimukta naraka nara. So they all became vimukta, liberated. And padam avyam asadya. So they attained the imperishable abode of Krishna, Vaikuntha. So much grace he gave to all this. Lila manushya or Vishnoriti, Lila manushya he Vishnoriti cha partdvaya. So there are two different readings. One is Lila manushya or Vishnu, other is Lila manushya he Vishnu. Meaning is not different. So he is addressing them as Leela Manushya, who is doing the human pastimes. So this is the description of that, and now he will ask to bring the son of his Guru. So we'll stop here if there is any question. Yes.
In these 28 hells, I did not find this Bhairava, so I don't know what is it. In these 28 hells, there is no description of Bhairava, so I don't know what he.
Well, the 28 is not the only number. There are also 49. They are big hell and they have small parts. Bhairava means bhira, bhi. Bhi means fear, rava means sound, where everybody is crying due to fear or something.
I have some questions around the conch, around the asura and the conch form. So first of all, is there any significance of this conch form?
Significance?
You could think of, yeah.
Well, conch comes from the ocean. And the boy was taken there, so it has to be some form which belongs to the ocean.
And I was wondering how is this possible that, or I understood that this Panchajana, this was the person or the asura living inside this conch, yeah? And then Krishna took this conch and used it from there on as his signal, as his horn. Okay, this is doorbell. And now I was wondering, how is this possible that if the conch has the size that you blow, like we see in all these paintings of the Bhagavad Gita, then how could the asura living inside, how could it swallow a child or a human? Or is there something I'm missing?
Well, that's why he says Anga Prabhava, that he was not inside the conch, but conch was inside his belly. That's how the sloka from Avanti Khanda were describing. It was part of his body.
Okay. Got it. So the asura had a different shape. It was not a conch-shaped asura, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
So he killed the asura and got the conch.
I see, okay. And And then in the very beginning of the class, I was surprised that Krishna and Balaram, they got Diksha from Gargacharya, the family guru, and then they went to study from another teacher. Then they went to the Gurukula, right? And I was wondering whether it was a normal custom that one would get Diksha from one guru and then go to a Gurukul somewhere else, and why not the Sandipani Muni, why did he not give the Diksha mantras and perform the samskara for them?
Yeah, so this Diksha mantra is this Gayatri mantra. It is something which you have to take when you are at a certain age according to your varna. And you have to start chanting Gayatri, and then you search for a teacher. That person who gives, he can also teach. It is not necessary. But generally, traditionally, every family had their family guru. It is called Kul Guru. So you take from the Kul Guru, then you study somewhere. Kul Guru may be teaching something. Maybe they also learned something from Gargacharya. It's not necessary that they didn't study anything from him. Then you want to study more, you go. Just like Pandavas, they were also studying before Dronacharya came, they studied for Dhaumya. Dhaumya was their Kul Guru. So they already were studying from him. But Dronacharya was a better teacher, that's why Bhishma engaged him. And then he became their primary teacher. Dhaumya was there all the time with them.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. So Yamraj was actually cursed to become Vidura. Then who is Yamraj present at that time? Because by the time Krishna is born, already Vidura is present in this world. So who is the Yamraj present in the Yamlok?
Well, somebody has to take the post. If it is cursed, doesn't mean just like Indra, he ran away, then Nahush took the post. Right? You know the story. So someone else must have taken. Yamaraj is a post. Otherwise his name is Vavashvata. Right? Yama and Yamuna, they are brothers and sisters, son of sun. Vivashvan manve praha manurikshvaka babravit. So that of course is Manu, Vivashvan, but he is also Vavashvat, means son of Vivashvan. So he is son. Okay, Mohini.
In verse 38, you said that the ocean came immediately. Because you said in verse 38 that the ocean came immediately because previously you made a bad experience with Rama. Can you tell this story? Which was the bad experience he made with Ramachandra?
Bad experience is that Ramachandra wanted a path to go to Sri Lanka when he was going to attack Ravan, and ocean did not give him, so he got angry at him. Must have heard this story. It already came in 9th Canto also. Okay, Sandeep.
So this Dhanur Vedam Vidya, this is these mantras by which only this Dhanur, that bow and arrow, or all other weapons also?
Which all other weapon?
Like this club and sword and...
Yeah, it is something which is thrown at somebody. There are Astra and Shastra. So Astra is that which you throw at someone. Shastra is which you keep in your hand.
So my doubt is that you can chant a mantra and release Brahmastra or some other astras from your bow. Similarly, can you do that with the club and sword also by this learning this Dharveda?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't you don't throw club, you keep your club with you.
Okay.
You can throw it.
Now you said that you can throw it. But then you have no more club with you. Then your head will get clubbed. Okay, Purushottam Prabhu.
Would you please briefly go over the 64 arts just in brief?
Next class.